I've met people, I talk about Nicodemus. Oh, I've heard about Nicodemus. I mean, you just get this groundswell. It's a metropolis. It's an awakening when you first get there and you say, with all due respect, this is Nicodemus. If you don't know the history, you almost want to say, it's not that much to lose.
Freedom came, but a lot of people were not free to experience freedom.
The Night Riders or the Ku Klux Klan.
And quite often the Klan is simply the Confederate Army back alive again. Blacks build a school, whites burn it down. Blacks build a church, whites burn it down. They're just going to risk it and go to a place like Kansas.
So a lot of black families, majority of them from Kentucky, came out to the West and decided they wanted to settle here.
The best land was already taken, but that didn't matter because it was theirs.
There really isn't any wood out here for you to build anything. What faith?
During the late 1800s, this was the place.
And then more people were coming in.
Cowboys,
farmers,
so many teachers.
And then had stores and livery stables and churches and schools.
They brought their skills they were doing when they were in slavery.
I could cook, so I'm going to open a restaurant. It was their opportunity to do it for the first time.
My mother said, we're making a record, and that was just unheard of.
They'd have a big dance.
The bands would always set up in here, and the kids would be out there on the floor dancing.
To experience freedom here must have been a phenomenal thing. The railroad was an entity that really would make or break a town. You could get goods in and out very easily.
There was a belief that they were going to be landowners and that they were going to have a railroad. And when the railroad didn't come to Nicodemus, you get to Nicodemus, the railroad goes like that. And goes, so the railroad bypassed.
People began to lose the hope of the town really growing.
The value of Nicodemus is to recognize what we've accomplished. It's just unbelievable what they went through. That's why it's so important to try to preserve.
The Park Service is amazing. We would not be existing without them. But my great-grandparents, they didn't have a National Park Service to come and help them.
It represents for the nation what African Americans did with their freedom. They actually established their own all-black towns.
We didn't really know as a people what to do, where to go, and how to do it.
Americans tell a story of people coming to Ellis Island, but this is also a part of that greater story. This is really America. Nicodemus.
You can come to this town and see and talk to descendants, and there are people walking these streets, people living in this town. It continues to be a living history.
I think it makes you want to appreciate what we have even more now. I think we just take so much for granted.
It's an American story. It's a story about people and survival.
We're a testimony to surviving against all the odds.